We all know the saying, "The book's always better," but not this time. These 10 westerns didn't just adapt their source material, they surpassed it, taking what was slow and clunky on the page and turning it into something unforgettable on screen. If you think the book was good, wait until you see what these films did better. Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men is one of his best works, but it's the Coen brothers adaptation that turned it into a modern classic. While McCarthy's sparse, chilling prose sets the tone, the film takes that atmosphere and amplifies it, thanks to the Coens' precise direction. Javier Bardem's portrayal of Anton became iconic, a chilling villain that the novel couldn't quite bring to life in the same way. The tension, the dread, the brutal violence, all of it feels sharper and more relentless on screen. Alan LeMay's The Unforgiven was a solid novel, but John Huston's adaptation took it from good to unforgettable. The story of the Zachary family, ranchers pulled into conflict when their daughter Rachel, played by Audrey Hepburn, is claimed by a tribe, was already tense on the page, but Huston's direction added emotional depth that the book lacked. The book had its fans, but the film is the one that stuck with people. James Mangold's remake of 3:10 to Yuma doesn't just retell the story, it transforms it. Elmore Leonard's original short story was good, but it lacked the depth and complexity the film brings. Christian Bale and Russell Crowe's characters have a dynamic that the book barely hinted at, and the film's exploration of honor, morality, and redemption adds layers to a straightforward Western plot. The Homesman novel was grim, but Tommy Lee Jones's film turned it into a true cinematic experience. The story follows Mary B., Hilary Swank, as she tries to transport 3 women across a brutal frontier with George Briggs Jones as her reluctant companion. The book did a decent job of painting a harsh picture, but the film pushed it further, with the desolate landscape and the raw performances making it feel almost unbearably real. The chemistry between Swank and Jones drives the story forward, and the film's tighter pacing gives it an intensity that the book couldn't quite reach. Michael Blake's novel Dances with Wolves gave us the bones of the story, but Kevin Costner's film built something far greater. Costner's sweeping portrayal of the American frontier, his powerful performance as John Dunbar, and the emotional depth of the Lakota storylines all make the movie stand out. The novel lacked the grandeur and emotional punch that the film delivered, and when it swept the Oscars, it was clear that Costner had turned Blake's decent novel into an iconic piece of cinema. Jack Schaefer's Shane might have been good, but George Stevens' film is what really cemented this story in Western legend. Alan Ladd gives Shane a quiet intensity that the novel couldn't fully express, and with stunning visuals of the Wyoming Territory, the movie pushes the narrative further than the book ever did. You remember Shane because of the film's atmosphere and character depth, things that never hit as hard in Schaefer's version. Alan LeMay's novel was gripping enough, but John Ford's The Searchers is what turned it into a landmark in cinema. John Wayne's portrayal of Ethan Edwards added a layer of complexity that the book only hinted at, and Ford's direction brought out the story's darker, more obsessive undertones. With sweeping landscapes and an iconic performance from Wayne, the film doesn't just follow the book, it surpasses it. Kevin Costner's Open Range took Lauren Payne's novel The Open Range Men and turned it into something much more compelling. The film follows 2 cowboys, played by Costner and Robert Duvall, as they face off against a powerful rancher in a violent confrontation. While the book is well written, it's the film's brutal, bloody shootout that gives it its real weight. Andrew Dominik's The Assassination of Jesse James brought a haunting, slow-burn quality to Ron Hansen's novel. Brad Pitt's portrayal of Jesse James and Casey Affleck's turn as Robert Ford intensified the psychological tension between the 2 characters. The film's focus on atmosphere, pacing, and mood created a deeply introspective Western that lingers long after it ends. William Wyler took The Big Country and gave it the scale and grandeur that Daniel Hamilton's novel hinted at but couldn't fully deliver. Gregory Peck and Charlton Heston's on-screen rivalry, combined with sweeping shots of the American West, brought a sense of epic scope that pushed this story into something much larger than life. The film's exploration of family conflict elevated it well beyond the pages of the novel.